Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't believe it. I've shamed you into buying books. I have shamed you into buying books.
Others books as well. Like, yeah, I don't know what books they are. I don't think I'll ever read them, but yeah, it looks good though, right? Yeah. And see, this is why it's good to have a wife who's very creative. She did all this. Do you see? It's brighter too. We went to Kmart and bought I don't know what to call this.
It's called a
It's one of those.
light, Bharat. It's
It's
called a
called a
light.
light. It's called a focused light.
Well
Actually, there are.
done. I'm glad to see you're finally taking this seriously and professionally. Hello and welcome to the good, the bad, and the ridiculous from day 3 of the first test between India and England. I'm Melinda Farrell. Joining me is Bharat Sundersaran, and here are your nominations for today. Harsh Karav nominates as ridiculous. You don't have to bowl good line and length for long periods to earn a wicket if you are Dom Bess. That's a bit harsh, isn't it? There were lots of nominations for Dom Bess being the luckiest man alive and everything else. Sure, luck plays a bit of a part. You could have given so. I mean, that there was not luck in the wicket of Virat Kohli. That was real class, the way that he set him up, and then the drift and the turn he got to get him out. So that was a good ball. Yes, he probably had some luck along the way and sometimes you get wickets from bad balls, but overall, I thought he bowled really well. He's not that experienced in the world of Test cricket compared to a lot of other bowlers, and he's kind of learning on the job.
He is still very, very wet behind the ears, and he's got the whitest ears I've ever seen. I think it's more the sunscreen lotion that he's been using, but his ears, the top of his ears, just stand out. Anyway, that was just a weird observation. But about Dom Bess, the bowler, you're very right. I thought he bowled quite well. I've seen a lot of young off spinners come to India and struggle in their first outing because the Indians do go after them a lot. But I thought he showed great control. He set up Virat Kohli beautifully. He turned a few. The one that got him out actually straightened a little. And that's why Virat Kohli's, if you see, the bat face was open. So a little harsh, of course, with the Pujara wicket. Those things happen. I remember Mark Waugh getting Sachin Tendulkar out at a packed Wankhede. I've been to the Wankhede many times, Mel, but I've never seen the Wankhede Stadium as buzzing as it was that afternoon when Sachin Tendulkar got out. I think it was Ricky Ponting who took the catch after the ball ricocheted of Justin Langer's helmet. But those things happen. And, Ajinkya Rahane getting out to a full toss. I thought Best bowled well to Rahane in the couple of deliveries he bowled to him. So he deserved the wickets, even though there was a little luck that went with a couple of them.
Absolutely. At DJ Reads 2 nominates bad, soft dismissals, 5 out of 6 at the time of this tweet, which was at 227 for 6. I mean, you've got to give a bit of credit to the way England bowled, I think. Like, especially Jofra Archer. I mean, how he bowled in that first spell in particular. There were times that he was extracting incredible bounce off that pitch with that Rohit Sharma wicket, that ball coming up. It was like watching a wicket in Australia, to be honest, or someone getting out here. So I think you have to give some credit to the way that England bowled. Yeah, sure, some of them might have been soft, but gosh, you guys are harsh, man. You're harsh judges, I think.
Yeah, it's on a Sunday, and a beautiful Sunday. I don't know what the weather was like back home in India where these tweets are coming from, but yeah, I thought England bowled exceptionally well throughout the day. Even Jack Leach, yes, Rishabh Pant did go after him, but I thought he stuck to his guns quite decently. Well, he could have gotten them out at least a couple of times, but yeah, Jofra Archer, that could so easily have been Pat Cummins or Josh Hazelwood on the morning of a Gabba Test match, the way Rohit Sharma got out. And yeah, Shubman Gill, soft dismissal, you can say, yeah, but that's what Jofra Archer's pace does to you, right? It makes you do things that you wouldn't otherwise. He just hit him on the finger a few deliveries before that. Yeah, kind of Virat Kohli, we just discussed, was set up beautifully by Dom Bess. Ajinkya Rahane, again, soft dismissal, yes, but that's how he plays spinners. He likes to use his feet. And Rishabh Pant did a Rishabh Pant. So, but I know where the criticism comes from. It eventually came down to Pant and Pujara again, but we weren't at the Gabba. We weren't saying India faced Hazelwood or Cummins. This was the young two youngish spinners, and a young fast bowler in Jofra Archer, who they were struggling against. So, but we kind of predicted this. We've seen the narrative of Indian cricket: highs always followed by a little dip.
So who knows what's going to happen next? Sushil Dev nominates as ridiculous PANT playing elder statement by advising Washi to play the over out defensively. I did really like that. I'm going to read out another nomination for PANT as well from Ramana, who nominates as ridiculous. I almost had a heart attack every ball when PANT was attacking Leach. Well, for starters, Rahana, no cricket match is worth that. So just calm. Make sure you stay calm. But there have been lots of nominations for Rishabh today, as you can imagine. We said last time in Australia, he's always going to be the hero or the villain, depending on the day, depending on your perspective. Yes, I did like that he kept the chat going. I do like the fact he's just basically giving everyone advice. If I ever have a crisis in my life of any kind, I want to go to Rishabh Pant because he's always going to have advice for you. Whether you want it or not, he's going to have advice. And, you know, the shot where he got out, situation in the game, it probably wasn't great. If he could just find a way to, just nail that bit of his game, I think it could be really quite special. Well, it is special, but you know what I mean.
You know where the Rishabh Pant tape would really come in handy? When we go to the gym. And I'm not as regular to the gym as you are, Mel, but I could definitely use a Rishabh Pant in my ear where he'll keep saying, "Badhiya hai, badhiya hai, badhiya hai." He'll keep telling you something like you said. And he pulls you up as well. I can totally picture him. 2 days I don't go to the gym and Rishabh Pant is in my ear. So maybe someone who's listening to this could come up with that, one of those audio tapes, how old am I? Yeah, but something like an MP3 file. How old am I? Sorry. Yeah, whatever is going around these days, and a Rishabh Pant thing in your ear, I think it could work. It could be a great way to get you going. But yeah, I thought the Rishabh Pant innings, unfair that people kept saying that he was taking risks. We've seen Rishabh Pant play that way, not just in Australia, but whenever he's played spin, I thought he was taking calculated risks. It was not like he was swinging every ball against Jack Leach. When the ball was close to him, like he did with Nathan Lyon in Australia, he was going after the bowling. So, and India really did need a Rishabh Pant today. So he's come out from nowhere and saved the day. In a way, not saved the day, but at least put them in some kind of position where they could still save this test match.
Maybe. I think I would prefer Rishabh Pant in my ear, willing me on to go to a gym, than any recording of the whoop whoop.
Oh God, not that again.
Rishu Marotra nominates as the good, how Root can do no wrong. Well, actually, to be fair, I'm going to pull you up on that because he did bowl one over and he didn't take any wickets. Massive failure on it. I mean, not only does he get a double century, which has actually been pipped by another magnificent double century in the West Indies-Bangladesh game, but he took an incredible catch as well, but very, very poor on Joe Root's part not to take any wickets. So massive fail for him.
Absolutely, yeah. What was he doing? This is negative bowling as well. Your team is like 400 runs ahead. He was bowling like 5 or 6 inches outside off stump and trying to tempt Rishabh Pant, which Rishabh Pant was having none of it. Yeah, poor performance by Joe Root. Did he score a double 100? Does it even count anymore after Kyle Myers? I don't think so.
Well, what double 100? Subankar nominates as ridiculous Washington Sundar attempting a no-look 6 and almost getting out. That's amazing, isn't it? We were in raptures of delight when he did it again. It's funny how cricket can be so situational. The same shot in one match can be brilliant, and in another match can be like, what the hell are you doing? But actually, I thought that Washington Sundar just showed generally today just that his batting, it was not a one-off at the Gabba, and he has got some real class as a batter. And India's sort of lower order is now looking so much stronger, I think, when you've got him in there. He and Ashwin were doing a fine job holding things together at the end of play there.
Yeah. First pair of Tamil Nadu batsmen batting in a Chennai test since 1987 or 88, I heard. So
Good
that was interesting.
stat.
Yeah, I mean, I put the question out there. Someone tweeted like because I saw them and I was like, wait, it hasn't happened in my lifetime. And then of course Twitter has all the answers. Someone put it out there. Yeah, not the first time we've seen two batsmen speak in Tamil to each other. Ashwin and Hanuma Vihari had a conversation in Tamil, if you remember, during that crazy Sydney Test match. But Washington Sundar, yeah, he's walked out now 3 times in Test cricket. Very different conditions, very different circumstances. Today was slightly similar to the first innings of the Gabba, okay, but he's shown such great composure. Yeah, Rishabh Pant was in his ear, but he stuck to his guns. He did what Washi has done so far in Test cricket, which is bat according to the situation. He's been patient and he had a decent partnership with Rishabh Pant, and now him and Ashwin look pretty solid out there. Of course, the big test will come tomorrow when they face the second new ball if they last that long. But uh, so far, so good. I don't know how India is going to leave him out now once Jadeja is back.
Big call. Big call. Danny nominates Kyle Mayers scoring a double century on Test debut for the West Indies to virtually beat Bangladesh single-handed is both good and ridiculous. I mean, there are 2 other tests going on, so did want to acknowledge that, Pakistan and South Africa, and of course that incredible win by the West Indies with that double century. So poor Joe Root scores a double century. He's been outdone, but what an astonishing debut that is from the young man. And I know we're concentrating on this. We'll hopefully be able to do some stuff on test series, not involving India, England, and Australia at some point. So some of it depends on what we can actually watch and what's available. But rally, I say rally.
Well, you know me, Mel. You know my love for the West Indies. So I'll just tell you this much: I am trying to figure out a copy on Kyle Meyer. So I might be speaking to someone in a few minutes after we are done recording this. So I have to, right? Like my heart is always it's always been beating for West Indies cricket since the time I was 3. So yeah, I couldn't see what Kyle Myers did, but yeah, it must have been a special innings. He's someone who's been around the West Indies cricket circles for a while, but just on him, like 6 months ago, he was talking about, yeah, I've always looked at myself as an all-rounder, but maybe I should start focusing on myself as a batsman. 6 months on, he's done what he's done today. So quite extraordinary. And well, our script writers are at it again, Mel. Yeah, we of course should not care about Joe Root's double hundred. It's Joe Root. We want to see these guys who the world hasn't heard of before, like T. Natarajan and Washington Sundar and Kyle Myers come and make magic. And yeah, this whole strongest playing 11 concept doesn't exist anymore.
And on the note of script writers, Sridip Panda nominates. Well, I think it's as ridiculous. Are the storylines of the test matches being written by George R.R. Martin? With this trend, South Africa should win tomorrow in a canter. Have you got any George R.R. Martin books?
I'm just checking them out, considering I've not read too many of them. Like maybe there is a George R.R. Martin. What kind of books does he write, Mel? I'm sorry.
Oh my God, Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones books. It's a twisting, turning, daggers everywhere, White Walkers going all over the place. It is amazing and it's fantastic. Winning tests away from home is meant to be really, really hard. Even playing well in tests away from home is meant to be really, really hard. And yes, it is actually really, really hard. But what a time, what a year we've had so far, seeing teams play well. I mean, long may it continue. I say, I'm all for it. I say the more away wins, the better.
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. Now with home umpires and home advantages and bubbles and quarantines and not being able to bring your family along, no journalists from your own country. Maybe that's what it is. All these years, they've just wanted their home journalists away. There you go. See, the English journalists are not there. The Indian journalists were not here and they're winning. Yeah, let's take some credit or some flack. Yeah.
Let's make it all about us. Forget the players. It's all about us. Right then, Bharat, you've heard the nominations, the ones we could fit in. What was the goodest thing about today?
I think for me, it was just Rishabh Pant again, just the maturity he's showing, the situation he walked in and the way he batted. Yes, it might have looked risky for some, but I think it's just the confidence that he has right now. Did miss a stumping early on of Ashwin's bowling, so maybe he also told himself the longer I spend away from Ashwin out in the middle, the better it is for me. So maybe that had something to do with it. But yeah, I think Rishabh Pant again wins the goodest for me.
And the baddest thing of the day.
I think the fact that you and I could not see Kyle Mayer's innings, I think is the baddest thing for the. Though we will talk about him. Like I said, I am trying to write about him. But yeah, no. On a serious note, I think the Indian top order could have done better. Like yeah, there were a few loose dismissals, like not soft so much. Like they could have done better and at least like been what 250 for 3 or 4. Maybe it would have been a fairer situation based on how the pitch is played.
And the ridiculousest thing for today is.
Oof. I think I have to go with Kyle Myers, even though we didn't see him. But how can you do that? On debut, you're 28 years old. It's not like you're not Washington Sundar, fearless. Like, this could be your only chance you ever get it playing Test cricket, right? He's waited for so long. He might have had to wait forever for a second chance. But to do what he's done, and I was just following that game on Cricket Pass. He was just hitting sixes to like reach milestones on debut. We spoke about how crazy Joe Root was to get to 200 yesterday, after he's played Test cricket for 11 years. But to do it on debut in a match like that,
In a fourth
in the fourth innings, must have been a special innings, and that has to be the most ridiculous thing ever.
Yeah, that supersedes everything. Let's give it to the West Indies and to Mayers as well. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much again for all your nominations. We wish we could fit in more, but we try and get in as many as we can. Please do subscribe if you can, share it amongst your friends, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Bye.